In this video, I want to talk about getting over the mindset hurdles for e-commerce and business, and some strategy to deal with fears and doubts, which often plague many people starting out in the self-employment sphere or new businesses in general. When I started e-commerce, I was very hesitant about spending money on anything. I've always been very budget conscious my whole life, and it all seemed like a scam or something. However, as I got more into it and I saw others posting results, the possibilities really stood out to me. After a couple years of this, I see money and everything a little differently now. Let's talk about how your mindset should shift when it comes to Shopify or anything you really want. And as usual, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe, and let's get to the meat of this video. The first thing you need to ask yourself is why you are doing whatever you are doing or whatever goal you're setting. Is it financial freedom, more time for loved ones? Whatever it is, it needs to resonate with you. So whenever you ask your question, whenever you go back to your why, you can immediately go, oh, this is why, let's get back to work. Whenever you have doubts or fears, go back to your why. Never doubt it, never ask questions to undermine it. So these questions would be like, is it even worth it anymore? This leads to quitting, and it is the only way you can actually fail anything, giving up or stopping. As you start seeing results, your entire outlook starts changing to, hey, this is possible. Hey, I made some money. Even if you do not make money, you will be more valuable to companies because some of my remote work jobs prove that. The experience and whatever you learn attempting this, even if you do end up quitting, is not wasted. It'll always go into that mental memory bank of experience and will make you more valuable. Another common problem is funding for new businesses. So if you see your bank account looking dangerously low, then it is time to fix that. Don't sell your car or your house thinking that, man, if I just put a little more money into ads, my business is going to take off and I'll be a millionaire. I'll be making 100K months. No, don't do that. There are stages to this business. It is not a scam, but it does require hard work. Maybe you need to pause your business and go get a side job or scale it down while you fix the issue of your fund shortage. And I'm talking about this in a budgeting video as well. That'll help you with fund shortages, as I said. For me personally, the fix was remote work. And funny enough, my business started booming right in the middle of my remote work. So I was taking calls and doing work, and then suddenly I started getting more money from my business, and by the time it was done, my bank account was booming compared to what it had been doing before. So before I started all of it though, my bank account went to the lowest it was, to the most I've seen so far. So when I was having trouble and couldn't get anything to work, I only had like 3,000 in there, maybe a little less. And then by the time I got my remote work going and then hired an ad agency to help me get the business going a little bit better, it'd become like 15, 30K at the end of the year. So it's amazing how fast things can change when you start doing your own business and getting things off the ground. And with that experience, my mindset to money drastically changed. The scope of money just seems much different, and my that's a lot of money is much higher than it was before. So before I was like, wow, $100 is a lot of money. Nowadays it's like, well, $1,000 isn't actually that much money. This is because the amount I see on a daily basis has changed. So if I'm making $200 a day passively, like I said, the whole $100 becomes, oh, I make that in half a day. But enough about funds and how my perspective has changed about money in general. You want to keep a positive attitude and watch how you speak to yourself. Keep it positive, get rid of negative words, and if all else fails, consider other examples. So it seems like you're wasting a lot of money on all these ads. You're just burning money trying to get things to work and nothing is happening, right? You're not wasting this money. You are investing in a degree in e-commerce. How much do other high-paying degrees cost? So say a doctor, software development, how much do those cost? It took me about 15,000 or so to start really getting the hang of e-commerce and start seeing some good returns. All the while I was seeing returns, but not really enough to make up for that initial investment. But then I did a course in game development, and this degree was absolutely worthless, yet I was still paying for it for 5 years. I mean, I already have everything paid off with the e-commerce thing, and I'm starting to see my first real profits, even through the training and everything else, within just a couple years. So when you look at it that way, e-commerce is a rather cheap investment in both money and time. Always go forward with the mentality that everything is useful, nothing is wasted. There is no failure, only knowledge gained. You can only fail when you quit. If you give up and say, I'm done, and stop doing it, and never, ever come back to it in your entire life, okay, then I can agree you failed at it. But at least you learned some things. You learned it was not for you, and that building a business was difficult. Congratulations, you took away a life lesson, and I believe that's more valuable than any sort of money you can ever spend on something. I hope this helps you in any future endeavor you have, but for now, this is Casey signing off.